It is the most lethal wildfire in the U.S. in more than a century, with at least 111 confirmed deaths, and that number expected to rise over the next few weeks. The New York Times reports that as firefighters fought the quickly spreading flames there in Lahaina, the town's water system collapsed, and fire crews were horrified to watch the fire advance with little ability to slow it. Now residents are questioning the hundreds of millions of dollars in earmarks congressional Hawaiian lawmakers received that should have been prioritized, they say, to more vital projects. Joining us this morning to break it all down, Adam Andrzejewski, the CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com. Good morning to you, sir. So Hawaii's congressional delegation received more than $588 million this year. Less than half of that money was for infrastructure projects. How much of this was earmarked for projects in Lahaina?
$0. So our auditors at OpenTheBooks.com, we went through the 106 earmarks that were greenlit in the budget bill at the end of last year. And as you correctly pointed out, there was about $600 million doled out on those earmarks, and $0, as far as we can tell, went to any entity within the town of Lahaina. Now, there was waste within those earmarks, and this is why we've always said at OpenTheBooks.com, earmarks are the currency of corruption in Congress, because it's misdirected resources oftentimes. So $1 million actually was directed to the Hawaiian macadamia nut project. $64 million went for the billion-dollar boondoggle on Honolulu, their rail train project. That project is over budget. It was scheduled for delivery at $5 billion, and it was supposed to be done back in 2020. It's not going to be done till 2033 at a cost of $21 billion.
And this year, the Hawaiian delegation has already requested, I'm reading here, $2 billion in earmarks for next year. So how much was requested for projects, again, in Lahaina?
So we went through the 247 requested earmarks for 2024 that have yet to be done yet, and we can't find any money. Again, $0 was earmarked for the town of Lahaina. Now, we did find 58 earmarks that are earmarked for the county of Maui, and Lahaina is within that county. But again, we can't find any granular detail that it went to the town, that these were requested for the town itself. There are 8 water projects on Maui that $25 million has been requested for. But again, we can't find any evidence that these water projects would have served Lahaina. Now, we find plenty of waste within the requested earmarks, such as $6.3 million for a rural dance studio in Maui, $1.5 million to expand prisoner education, $1.3 million to combat fire ants, now wildfires, $1.2 million to preserve and protect a Hawaiian home, $1 million to build an education center at a bird sanctuary.
Meantime, Hawaiian Electric suspected of slow-walking advanced technology to upgrade their grid meters, which would have given some advanced warning on the fires. There's been lawsuits filed, reports that the company didn't invest in tree trimming and landscape maintenance around those power lines. How much, though, did the company receive in federal contracts and grants?
So in terms of federal, and we also looked at the state checkbook in Hawaii on contract payments, on federal contracts and grants, it was $250 million since 2008. And Jan, most of that went to provide power to the U.S. military installations there in Hawaii, such as for the Air Force, Army, Navy, Coast Guard. We also took a look at the state checkbook, about $211 million over the course of the past 3 years, which was paid by state agencies. So that's, there was about a $500 million worth of federal and state money into the Hawaiian Electric Company.
Adam, who's responsible for this? Who at the state level is in charge of emergency preparedness?
Well, the governor opened the door into exploring this issue the other day. He said there's been a lot of controversy on releasing water to fight firefighters. If you can believe that. Doesn't sound like common sense. So the governor said that he would give it to the media to start exploring the issue. People have been fighting against the release of water to fight forest fire. So actually there's allegations of a state official that slow-walked release of the water until it was too late. We looked up that official and how much he makes, and he makes $138,000 per year. This is going to be reviewed by the Attorney General in the state of Hawaii.
Founder and CEO of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski. Always a pleasure talking to you, sir. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.